everywhere tonight with the return of The Bachelorette to ABC. The Bachelorette herself, Rachel, is here with us to explain just what the hell went on tonight. But first, we have, well, it was a big day for foreign relations and relating with foreigners as Donald Trump traveled abroad for his first field trip overseas as president. And I'll tell you something, he never disappoints, and this was no exception. He did maybe the weirdest thing I've ever seen a president do. No, actually, no. Not maybe. He did the weirdest thing I've ever seen a president do, and we'll get to that. But the president and the first lady visited Israel today. Trump arrived in Tel Aviv this morning with his wife, Melania. And watch this. This is interesting. He went to hold her hand, and she kind of gave him a little kind of get that away from him. I'm not a body language expert, but I think that's a sign for I'm supposed to be shopping on Fifth Avenue right now. Either that or his hand is so tiny she just didn't see it, but I would love to know what happened. Anyway, in spite of whatever's going on domestically, the president made history today by becoming the first sitting president to visit the Western Wall. Now, I don't know what's going through his head here. My guess is that he's pretending to be praying or something.
We're not paying for this. Don't get any ideas.
What? Wait a minute. You're in Jerusalem today?
Yeah, well, Yahweh.
He really gets around. Before his visit to Israel, Trump was in Saudi Arabia. This is where the wheels came off. First of all, his commerce secretary was on TV raving about how there were no protesters in Saudi Arabia because protesters are beheaded in Saudi Arabia. That's why. People without heads tend not to speak out. Anyway, do you remember when Trump criticized President Obama for bowing to the Saudi king? This is his tweet. Barack Obama bowed to the Saudi king in public, yet the Dems are questioning Mitt Romney's diplomatic skills. Well, here is Donald Trump on Saturday bowing to the Saudi king. Yes. By the way, he didn't just bow. Let's look at that again. He bowed, and there was a little curtsy there, too. You know what? The king bought him a beautiful necklace. Why not? So Trump also went after Michelle Obama back in 2015 for deciding not to wear a headscarf when she was there. He tweeted, "Many people are saying it was wonderful that Mrs. Obama refused to wear a scarf in Saudi Arabia, but they were insulted. We have enough enemies." And then his wife, Mrs. Trump, got off the plane in Saudi Arabia, and guess what she wasn't wearing? That's right, headscarf. But she did wear Clubber Lang's title belt from Rocky III. And now, one more blast from the past. Trump posted this to Facebook. Saudi Arabia and many of the countries that gave vast amounts of money to the Clinton Foundation want women as slaves and to kill gays. Hillary must return all money from such countries. Well, yesterday, a women's empowerment fund started by Ivanka Trump accepted a $100 million donation from Saudi Arabia. So at this point, we're not too far from finding out Trump was born in Kenya. We really are. So, but it wasn't all that. There was some good stuff. Trump took time to meet with the president of Egypt, and these guys, they really seem to hit it off.
Never have I seen a man of such colors. At first glance, he is like a pumpkin, but as you look deeply, he takes on a bright tangerine, with hair like flowing grains of wheat. He is a one-man tequila sunrise.
Meanwhile, back in Washington, D.C., even though there was no daily briefing from Sean Spicer, the White House press office still found a way to screw up. They put out this press release today. It says the president is overseas to promote the possibility of lasting peach. I guess it was supposed to be peace, but who knows? I mean, the president's got a lot of fruit on his plate. He's trying to make peach in the Middle East. He's still got sour grapes about the election, and every morning he goes bananas on Twitter. So maybe this was his most presidential moment yet. Or maybe they've heard the word impeach so much it slipped into the press release. But that wasn't even close to the strangest thing. that happened on this trip. Trump was in Riyadh yesterday for the opening of something called the Global Center for Combating Extremist Ideology. And this is, without question, the strangest thing I've ever seen a president do. Okay? A big group of VIPs, including Trump, made a dramatic entrance with lights and music like a David Blaine special, or maybe a sex scene out of that movie with Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise, you know? Eyes wide shut. So anyway, with the Saudi house music thumping, the president and the Egyptian president and the Saudi king laid hands on an orb, a white glowing orb. And Trump moved on that orb like a bitch. You know, when you're famous, you don't even have to ask. They let you do it. But that was a very strange thing. I guess that's their version of a ribbon-cutting ceremony over there. But I have to say, the president seemed kind of different after he touched it.
The orb is stunning. The orb is all. Such a fantastic orb. Terrific orb. Also kneeling for the orb and be bathed in the purifying fire of its light. Hail orb. That I can tell you.
All right. Meanwhile, back at what Trump calls his winter White House, Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, this is weird. A sinkhole is forming. There's a 4-by-4-foot hole in the earth right at the entrance to Mar-a-Lago. Why, nobody knows. Oh, wait. We do. This is Satan's way of saying the door is always open. Hey, I don't want you to worry about the orb, though. I really don't, okay? We have a top-notch show for you tonight. We have music from Bush tonight. The great Jim Carrey is here. And freshly released from tonight's season premiere, The Bachelorette, Rachel Lindsay is with us. So, earlier tonight, Rachel met all 31 of her hand-selected suitors. As they usually do, some of the guys tried to be creative at the top to make an impression. One of the guys dressed as a penguin. Another one had a puppet. And then there's Jonathan, who thought it was a good idea to... Rachel, by the way, Rachel, I don't know what she was thinking, but she didn't send Lucas home. He got a rose. He's still. So it's now down to Lucas and 22 other men. And later on, I'll share my prediction for who Rachel will pick. I'll give you a hint. It's not Waboom, okay? This is a big week here at ABC. Tomorrow night, we have the season finale of Dancing with the Stars. I personally have a lot riding on that. I made a bet at the beginning of the season. I picked a long shot, NFL running back Rashad Jennings to win. He is in the final 3. I got 14-to-1 odds on. Between The Bachelorette and Dancing with the Stars, it's like all my favorite sports are happening at once. I am actually starting to lactate. I really am. Hey, speaking of celebrity dancers, here's one more nugget from President Trump's vacation. Looks like he'd rather drive that sword into his own stomach than... What is it with these world leaders forcing our leader to dance? We never do that to them. You never see Angela Merkel pressured into a hoedown in Dallas. Part of the problem is the music. You know, if you change the music to make it something a little more universal, maybe the sword dance could be fun.
Go show it.
By the way, I want you to imagine for a second. Close your eyes. I won't tickle you. Just imagine. Imagine President Obama if he flew to Saudi Arabia, danced with a bunch of sword-carrying Saudi Arabians, and then laid hands with them on a large glowing orb. If that happened, your uncle would explode. And no amount of Fox News would be able to bring him back to life. But Donald Trump is in a category entirely of his own. He's only been overseas for 4 days, and already he's created memories that will last a lifetime, but only if you order now.
The president's historic first trip to the Middle East, a milestone in U.S. foreign relations. And now you can relive all the magic, mystery, and confusing rhetoric about Islam with the President Trump Great Moments in International Diplomacy Commemorative Plate Collection. Impress your guests with iconic images of the President of the United States curtsying to the Saudi king.
So cute, like little girl.
Dancing with swords. swearing allegiance to a crystal ball? And who can resist Melania's free-flowing hair next to a tweet about Michelle Obama's uncovered head? And if you order now, as a special bonus offer, we'll throw in Sean Spicer at home in bed crying absolutely free.
Wow, it's a great deal for your money.
This offer, like Trump's presidency, is only for a limited time. Call today.
Tonight on the show, we have music from Bush. Rachel, the Bachelorette, is here. And we'll be right back with Jim Carrey, so stick around.